Hey guys, and welcome back. In this video I want to continue the work from last time and um, work with the blueprint to create this emerging functionality. So last time we made some we laid out the groundwork for this, so I'm inside the base character now, and I'm at this point where we have the emerge code here, and we only implemented this for the left forward point, so let's go ahead and implement it for the right one as well. I'm just going to copy all this stuff here, and where we have that check saying if we are facing a wall, and if we are still facing a wall, then we want to make sure to check the other side as well. So from this one, drag down here. So if we are facing a wall, then we will end up here, and we want to check the right side like that, and we want to know if that is not true, then we want to play the emerge right, and that should actually be it. Let's see, we can make a quick test of this. So as you can see, he's doing something, and actually we need to do a few things more here. So we have this peeking left state here, and we are missing one on the animation blueprint. Animation, yeah, whatever. So we're gonna make a similar one here called peeking right rifle, and we will be able to go into this state here if our movement state is equal to this emerged. So it's basically the same for each side, and we want to go into this rifle idle iron sights like that. So let's test that out. Okay, so that's gonna bring him into this state here. So let's try that out again and see something is acting up. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, there's a rotation somewhere. I don't know if you noticed that, but he made a switch back and forth. So I think I have a rotation on one of my animations we made, so it must be the emerge right. This one. So we have the green one pointing forward, and here, what do we have here? Green pointing forward, so that's okay. Strange. I'm actually not really sure what this is. Doing. Let me just check something. It was definitely not my plan to have this happen. Okay, let me see. Sorry about the pause. I was just opening Maya, and I just want to go back and check just to be 100% sure. So we have these two animations here. We have the emerging right, and this is my root. And I'm just gonna look if we have any rotation here. It doesn't seem so. Okay, I'm not really sure about that, what that is about. So maybe I will have to look into this off video so I don't waste my time. Because we need to talk about in this video how to control the movement. So right now when I hold down a key and move, the logic says, okay, if I get outside, it's gonna transition to this immediately without no matter if I hold down the key or not. And that is actually not what I want to do. I want to say, okay, you gotta keep the right key down, and as long as you keep that key down, you're gonna emerge, continue to emerge. So once I let go of that key, he will automatically return. That's a good controller, I think. So I also remember we have some code from inside these two movement handlers here on the event graph. Handle forward movement and handle right movement. So I think we need to implement something in here, because once we are in emerging or in an emerged state, then this code on the check movement state is not going to be run anymore because of that initial check, this gate here. So this is going to say, are you in cover or hanging braced? But once we transition into the emerging and is emerged state, then this stuff here is not going to get called anymore per tick. So what we need to do is to say, okay, we want to actually keep checking on our movement input here if we are still holding down a key or not. So we probably need to do something. I want to open up this because I can't really remember how I did this, and I could open up my code on the other screen and go back and see if I can remember, but let's do this the way I did it the first time. Yeah, well, I do actually remember. I was inside the handle forward movement, this one, handle forward movement, and inside that one we have a check to check if we should add right movement in first person view. And let's see, we have this handle from this code here, we have a function called handle right movement first person view. Shitty name. And what I want to do here is to add a little print statement first. And I want to set this to 0 so that it's only being printed for one frame. I'm just going to say handle right movement first. Okay, doesn't really need to do that, but anyway. So let's go ahead and play that, because there's an interesting thing about this. Okay, as you can see, it's being printed one time, and if you go into first person, then it's going to be printed 2 times. And that's not what we really want. We don't want this function to be called 2 times. mainly because this one is also adding to our movement input, so in that case it would do something 2 times, and so we have a kind of a breach in the logic, I would say. So first of all, we should go ahead and take this code, check if we should handle right movement in first person view. We should actually take this stuff here, all this, and make sure to move that out of this function here. So from this false, remove everything, or cut it, and then go out to the event graph, and let's take the forward moment, because it can be either of these, doesn't really matter. And I will make a function called handle what do I want to call this? Right now I'm gonna make a new function, okay? I can't really figure out what to call this, so I'm just gonna dump this functionality in here for now, and it was going into this one, and then I'm gonna call it from out here. Okay, so now I have it stuffed away, and I'm gonna give it a name in a moment. I just can't really figure out what to call it. So if we go into the, sorry if that went too fast, if we go into the right, handle right movement function, we have some stuff here as well, criteria for inverting, direction, and so on, and that's the second place it's gonna get called. So I'm also gonna copy that or cut that. So what we are doing here is basically saying, okay, the handle forward movement and handle right movement are gonna be pure forward and right movers, handlers now, and this one, I'm gonna paste it in here for now, and because we may have to look at what kind of logic we have. While I refactor this is actually a refactoring session, I just realized. So this one is this function is gonna handle the movement it's not primarily gonna handle the cover movement. My idea is actually also to handle the cover or the climbing movement, so we can do the same. I think we can maybe, but and I want to handle it. Let's say, okay, this is actually doesn't really matter what I call it for now. I'm just gonna give it a name, handle. Handle directional movement. Shit. Weird name, I know. Okay, so before I end this video, because I think I need to break this up, I definitely need to break this up. We want to make sure that we can save this and compile it. So we have a few, this one is just dead variable, but we have, for example, here a variable, local variable I just copied over. We have that a few places. So let's see, we what we do here is to check the active camera, if that is a first person camera. This one. So local first person cam needs to go in here, and the local cam is going to be the active cam. And we have an axis value, and since this came off from either the forward or the right movement, For now I'm just gonna remove this because we're gonna redo all this logic here in a moment. And the forward cam, the first person cam, forward cam, great. It's gonna go in here instead of the local. And then we have some stuff here that's checking if the local camera is a first person camera as well. So let's go ahead and copy these. And paste them in here. And the same with this one. I'm not sure we are even going to use this stuff, but it's just nice to have it compiling before we end this. Okay, so everything is compiling again, and I think it's a good place to stop. What we can finish off with is to go into first person and see, okay, so now that handle right movement in first person is only getting called one time. Unfortunately now we can't move at all, as you can hear, maybe, and nothing is happening. So right now I'm stuck to the wall. I have to get out of the wall. If I come in here, I can't move either. So all my movement logic is now broken, and we need to rebuild this. Okay, and that is a topic for the next video. So see you in the next. Bye.